Anna's son Tom couldn't stop raving about his new friend Sophie. Every day, it was all about Sophie, Sophie this, Sophie that. Intrigued and eager to make a connection, Anna eventually agreed to meet Sophie's mother, but the moment she opened the door, her heart sank. Standing before her was a face from her past, someone she had never expected to see again. Anna drove slowly toward the school, glancing at Tom in the back seat, who was quietly looking out the window. The silence between them felt heavy, filled with all they had been through. The town with its unfamiliar streets and new faces still didn't feel like home to Anna. She hoped this new beginning would help them heal, but she worried about Tom. Since his father passed away, he had become quieter and more distant. Would he be able to make friends here? Would he feel at ease in this new place? As Tom hopped out of the car, she called, "Have a good day, sweetie. Be brave." When she picked him up later that day, his eyes were bright, and he practically skipped to the car. "Mom, I made a new friend. Her name is Sophie." Anna smiled, relieved. Maybe this move would be good for them after all. Sophie became a regular topic of conversation from then on. One afternoon, Anna picked Tom up from school. He ran over, grinning from ear to ear, and hugged her tightly. "Hey, buddy, how was your day? You seem happy," Anna said, smiling as they walked to the car. "Yeah, it was awesome," Tom replied, still beaming as he climbed into the car. "Really? What happened today?" Anna asked, curious. "Sophie invited me to her house to play," Tom said excitedly. "Oh, when are you going?" Anna asked, glancing at him as she started the car. "She said tomorrow," Tom replied, pouncing a little in his seat. "Well, I'll need to talk to her parents first to make sure it's okay," Anna said. Tom rummaged through his backpack, pulling out a crumpled piece of paper. "Here, Sophie lives with her mom. She gave me her number," he said, handing it over. "Thanks, Tom. I'll text her tonight," Anna said, tucking the paper away. At home, Anna sat down on the couch, pulling out her phone. She typed the number Tom had given her and began to text. "Hi, I'm Anna, Tom's mom. He told me Sophie invited him over tomorrow. Is that okay with you?" After a few minutes, her phone buzzed with a reply. "Hi, Anna. Yes, Sophie already told me about it. We'd love to have Tom over." Anna smiled, feeling relieved. She wanted everything to go smoothly. She quickly typed another message. "That's great. Is there anything I should bring with Tom?" The response came almost immediately. "Maybe some wine, so we moms aren't too bored." Anna chuckled at the message. It seemed like Sophie's mom had a sense of humor. She thought for a second and replied, "Sounds good. See you tomorrow." Then she put her phone down, feeling a bit more at ease. Anna smiled to herself, feeling a small sense of hope. Maybe this could be her chance to make a new friend. Tom had said Sophie's mom was also raising her daughter alone. Anna thought, maybe we'll understand each other. We're both doing this on our own. The idea of having someone to talk to, someone who understood her struggles, made her feel a bit more at ease. The next day, Anna and Tom walked up to Sophie's house. Anna held a bottle of wine in one hand and gave Tom a little smile. Tom knocked on the door, bouncing with excitement. When the door opened, Sophie stood there. "Sophie!" Tom shouted, his face lighting up. "Tom!" Sophie squealed, grabbing his hand. The two kids ran off inside, laughing. Anna stood at the door waiting. A moment later, the door opened wider, and Sophie's mom stepped out. Anna's heart stopped. Standing in front of her was Alice. Alice from high school, her worst enemy. Alice's eyes narrowed as she recognized Anna. "Anna," she said through gritted teeth, her smile fake. "Alice," Anna replied, feeling her stomach drop. Alice crossed her arms, looking Anna up and down. "You haven't changed. Still the plain, boring mouse." Anna's face tightened as she shot back. "And you're still wearing skirts so short, you're practically giving everyone a show." Alice stepped aside, holding the door open just wide enough for Anna to pass through. The tension between them was thick, and Anna felt it immediately. As she walked in, she clutched the bottle of wine a little tighter. The kids' laughter echoed through the house, but the air between Anna and Alice stayed cold. They sat down, poured their wine, and barely exchanged a word. Anna's mind raced as she sipped her drink. She couldn't forget how Alice had treated her back in high school. Alice had been the queen of popularity, the one everyone admired, while Anna had been invisible. Worse than invisible, she'd been Alice's target. She remembered all the times Alice had humiliated her. The teasing, the nasty rumors, the homework Alice would steal just to get ahead. But the worst memory was prom night when Alice stole her date. Anna had gone alone, watching Alice dance and laugh, all while she wore the crown of prom queen. Though it had been years, the pain still lingered. And Alice, sitting across from her now, had never said she was sorry. By the end of the night, the bitterness still hung in the air. They parted ways with just a few cold words. Tom and Sophie stayed close friends, but Anna avoided Alice. That was until one day when Anna got a call from Tom's teacher, Miss Terry, asking her to come to the school. Anna arrived, nervous but unprepared for what was waiting. As soon as she stepped into the office, she saw Alice sitting there. Anna's stomach dropped. "What's going on?" she asked, her voice tight. Miss Terry gestured to the chair. Please, sit down, Anna. Once she sat, Anna glanced between Alice and Miss Terry. Now will you explain what this is about? She asked again. Tom has been bullying Sophie, Miss Terry said, her tone serious. Anna blinked, stunned. What? That's impossible. They're friends. Alice sighed loudly, putting on her sorrowful face. Sophie has told me about it several times. I tried to handle it, but when nothing changed, I had no choice but to get Miss Terry involved. Anna could barely contain her frustration. Why am I only hearing about this now? Alice's eyes hardened as she sneered. Maybe you're not paying enough attention to your son. You haven't been taking care of him, and now he's becoming a horrible person. Anna's anger flared. How dare you? You can insult me all you want, but don't you dare speak about my child like that. Her voice shook with emotion. Please, calm down, Miss Terry said, trying to defuse the situation. Anna, I know it's been tough managing things alone after your husband's passing. Maybe you should think about getting some help. Anna straightened, her voice firm. I am managing. We're managing just fine. Tom is even seeing a specialist. Miss Terry nodded, but her expression stayed serious. I see. But if this behavior doesn't stop, we may have to consider expelling Tom from the school. Anna couldn't believe what she was hearing. She's making all this up. Can you see that? Tom and Sophie are friends. Has anyone even seen him bullying her? Miss Terry hesitated. No, but Sophie has told me. Alice smirked and added, maybe you need a specialist too if you can't see what your son is doing. Anna couldn't hold back anymore. Oh, go to hell. I've had enough of this, she shouted, storming out of the office, her heart pounding. Tears streamed down Anna's face as she drove home, her hands gripping the steering wheel tightly. She couldn't believe it. After all these years, Alice was still stirring up trouble, just like in high school. But this wasn't high school anymore. They were grown women, mothers with kids to care for. Anna thought Alice should have learned by now. We're not teenagers anymore. Why is she still acting like one? A few days passed after the tense meeting at school. One evening, Anna was startled by a knock at the door. She opened it to find Alice standing there, her expression different from the cold one she usually wore. Anna crossed her arms, narrowing her eyes. What do you want? Come to throw more insults at me? No, Alice said quietly, looking down at her feet for a moment. I came to apologize. Anna stood frozen, shocked. Those were the last words she expected to hear from Alice. Alice nodded, her face troubled. Sophie's been crying nonstop. She misses Tom. She wants to be friends with him again. I hate seeing her so upset. She's all I have, Anna. So, you're admitting you lied? Anna asked, her voice a mix of disbelief and anger. Yes, Alice replied, meeting Anna's gaze. I'm going to tell Miss Terry the truth tomorrow. But why? Anna asked, still confused. Why lie in the first place? Alice sighed deeply. For the same reason I did in high school. I was jealous of you. Jealous? Anna asked, her voice rising. I lost my husband. I'm raising a child alone. Alice bit her lip, looking embarrassed. But at least you had a husband who loved you, she said quietly. I married Scott. Remember him? The guy I took from you at prom? Anna nodded, the memories of that terrible night flooding back. Alice continued. I don't want to go into details, but he wasn't a good husband. Not a good father either. 2 years ago, I finally got the strength to leave him. Sophie and I ran away. Anna raised an eyebrow, a small smirk on her face. So, I should thank you for taking him, huh? Alice gave a sad laugh. You were always better than me, smarter, braver. You had a good family. And when I saw how strong you were with Tom, how well you were doing on your own, I couldn't deal with it. There was a long pause before Alice asked, Can you forgive me? Come inside. Let's start with some wine. We have a lot to catch up on, Anna said, stepping aside to let Alice in. They stood there for a few moments, feeling awkward, until Alice suddenly leaned in and hugged her. It took Anna by surprise, but she hugged her back. In that moment, all the anger Anna had held on to began to fade. She realized Alice had her own struggles too.